Welcome back, family. We're here to look at the final order cutoff for January 15th, 2024 on Previews World. This week, I've already gotten all the tabs lined up, and last week I couldn't see Marvel. This week I can't see DC. Who knows? New Year's glitches, whichever. I checked multiple times after I recorded last week's video. Marvel never showed up for me. Maybe DC will. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, let's just jump right into this list. What I do is, I look at the number ones of a new series. I look for second printings of number one or key books. I look for number twos. So this way, if you did buy a number one and you really liked the story, this is your reminder. Hey, if you liked it and you want to continue it, final order cutoff for number two. It's just a courtesy to let you know. If I see any really cool covers, I'll let you know. And I would really appreciate if there's books that I have missed that you think are worth getting, to drop them in the comments so not only myself but other people that watch the video can also see it and order those books for themselves, because I don't know everything despite what some people tell me. You know everything. No, I don't. I really don't. So I got a whole lot of tabs up here though, so let's start right into it. We are going to start with Boom Studios Mighty Morphin Power Rangers The Return. Number one, it's a 4-part series, a couple of different covers here. I think it's just an A and a B that's on the Previews World that I saw. But I know there's a lot of Power Ranger fans out there. There's a new little story for that, so you might want to pick it up. Next, we've got Company into Marvel. Now, this is one of those ones I was talking about that was just a cool cover. We got the Amazing Spider-Man number 43, and I don't think I've ever seen him with the word, like jumping off the word thwip. So it's a cute thing that they did. If it's the final fight of Gang War, so if you're in the story and you want to pick up this copy for this cover, just like I said, if I see it an interesting cover, I'm going to let you know. Beware the Planet of the Apes. Here's your courtesy reminder. If you like number one, there's number two for pre-order. We have the Fall of the House of X, number one, second printing. And what happens when you get the second printing of number one? It's also when you order the regular first printing of number two. So your reminder, if you want the Fall of the House of X, number two, it's on the final order cutoff. Night Thrasher. What? I mean, I think I know Marvel. I don't know who the heck Night Thrasher is. Bold direction for a cult classic character who is leaving the 90s behind him. I missed a lot of the 90s reading. I don't remember this character, though, at all. But if you're a Night Thrasher fan, and if you like collecting a lot of different covers, because guess what? This one has it, you might want to look into ordering it. Spider-Punk Arms Race number one. And again, that killer art that's associated with Spider-Punk just continues. Yes, as you can see, I've got it ordered. Moon Knight, The Vengeance of the Moon Knight, number one, second printing. What did I say before? When the second printing of number one comes out, that's when number two was there. Vengeance of Moon Knight, number two. If you like the story, reminder for number two. What If Venom? This has got a few different covers on it. But I'm really liking this cover right here. We got Loki, looks like we got Moon Knight, we've got the Sorcerer Supreme, Wolverine. I'm trying to figure out who's the green leg. If that's Loki's helmet, then is that supposed to be Loki's leg? I don't know. But that looks like a really, really cool cover. I like that. I think I ordered that. Yes, I did. Okay. Sorry, just had to double check there because I want to make sure I got that. Because if I got this, I also definitely got... Come on. You saw it on the front, on the cover picture for the video. What If Venom, John Boy Myers variant. And okay, now is your last chance. If you don't buy this book, we're going to come to your house and rip up all your Venom. So this is obviously a homage to the sensational She-Hulk number one, where she was holding up a copy of Savage She-Hulk number one. Making the same threat. And that's a really, really cool cover. I like that. And yes, you bet your butt I've got that one ordered for me. I'm a Shulky fan. Thundercats is getting another run here. And look, not the foils, but just about every other issue I've ordered a copy of. Not for myself. Mrs. Ohana loves Thundercats, so yes, I got it. One thing I just can't... I didn't mind the cartoon so much when I was a kid, but I hated Snarf. And the fact that Snarf is right there in the front... But anyway, it's a standard Nakayama. He's got his style of art. And that's that. Vampirella number 666, cover A from Perillo. This is from Dynamite Comics. A literal new beginning with a renumbering to reflect her 6 decades of publishing. So I don't think this is a number 1. I think this is continuing a storyline, but I think what they're doing is they're changing the number to number 666 just to garner attention. There's also a bunch of different covers of this, just keeping you advised. Assassin's Creed Shinobi Uncivil War cover A. This looks like a one-shot. I don't see any numbers associated with it, but if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, Massive Comics has got you covered. Beware the Witch's Shadow. Fangs for the memories. A couple different covers of this, but it's from American Mythology Productions. In case you're wondering, I believe they're the ones that put out the Dracula books that everybody's really in love with these days. I'm not saying it's the same artist or the same writer, but it is the same publisher. So that is the number 1. It's a cover A. There's a couple different covers of that as well. Beyond Real number 2. If you like number 1 from Vault Comics, number 2 is on the final order cutoff. Cemetery Kids Don't Die. Number 1, cover A from Oni Press. I haven't seen Oni Press on here for a while. It's good to see them back on the list here. It's not really a list, but whatever. Dear Editor, number 2 of 3. If you liked 1, here's your reminder. Dracula After Man, number 1. Now, this is the Dracula that everybody loves from American mythology, and I'm wondering if this is like what happens to the vampires after mankind is no longer there to be their food. So, I don't know. Duke, number 1, second printing. There's 3 different second printings of number 1 on the list. None of them have the image available. I'm assuming they're the same covers as the first print, but if I'm wrong, there might be something there that people don't order and could be a lower print run, a bit more scarce. People might want it, just say it. If it doesn't go up in value, I hold no responsibility, but Florida Man, number 1, new printing, cover A, from American Mythology Productions. Godzilla Rivals, Mothra vs. Mogera, number 1, cover A, and there is a cover B which has Godzilla on it, but I don't think it's in the book. Just everything is Godzilla these days. That one's coming from IDW. Holmes and Houdini, number 2 of 3. If you like number 1, here's your reminder. One Hand, number 1 of 5. The cover A from Image Comics. Looks kind of interesting here, the artwork on the cover. So it's only $3.99. You want to give it a shot for a new storyline. It's only a 5-parter, so it's not going to break your bank. Penthouse Comics, number 1, cover A. Now, Penthouse used to have comics on the inside. I think these are just reprints of the original. Releasing 30 years after the original line debut, Penthouse is proud to present ongoing return of Penthouse Comics, featuring a wealth of talent from all across the industry, telling stories in the action, thriller, and horror genres. Issue number 1 debuts 4 new ongoing tales. Oh, new stories. Okay. So, look, I remember when I was young, I didn't read Penthouse, okay? If the pages had words, I didn't pay attention to them, so I don't know how the comics were at those times. There is, of course, though, a polybag version. This one, the regular one's a $9.99. This one's $12.99, just to make sure you're aware. It does say that all polybag NSFW variants come with a free print that covers the NSFW cover. So I think that means you get 2 books for the, but it's, like I said, $12.99. And yes, I did order it. I'm sorry. Maybe it's time I should read a book, Pine and Merrimack, number 2 of 5. That was actually Pine Man Rack number 1 was one of the choices for the giveaway for last week's New Comic Book Day. Roman Ritual number 1 from Scout Europe. Now, they say introducing Scout Europe, this new sub-imprint focuses on European creators and formatting. That sounds interesting because even if the story's not exactly what you would expect, it is it's different formatting, different styles. It's kind of like broadening your horizons. I think they're trying to take advantage of the manga influx and say, oh yeah, well there's stuff in Europe too, and there's stuff here, and they're all trying to look for things to sell. I get it, but if it's good, it's good. Saucer Country, the finale, one shot. From Image Comics. We have the TMNT Sourcebook number 1. Synthesizing and remix 40 years of Turtles lore and transform it into a single sprawling epic. So that sounds interesting to you. $7.99. TMNT The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution number 1 cover A. Now I'm pretty sure this book did appear on last week's Final Order Cutoff. Maybe they've changed the Final Order Cutoff date and gave you an additional week to order it. I don't know. It's not due out until March, so yeah, there should be time for, it could have been just adding it on, because I did notice that one of the variants was that Dia de los Muertos that they had that I liked on last week's list. You and I, number 1 of 6. That's the cover A from AWA Comics. Van Helsing Vampire Hunter number 2. Again, just a reminder if you like number 1. XO Man of War Unconquered Prestige Edition number 2 of 2. I'm going to have to link in the video just so I can read all these titles. If you liked the first one and you want to make sure you get the second one for $12.99 for Prestige Comics, then there you go. And the last one coming on here, since we're at the letter Z, Zor, number 1 from Keen Spine Entertainment. A few different variants of this as well. And that will round out our list. Let me see if I can get me back to me. All right. So get my mouse back on the right screen. So again, if I missed any books, I would really appreciate it if you say, hey, you forgot to mention this, or this is coming out, or even though it's not a number 2, it's number 287. It's a story arc on this comic book that's really great and you should be reading it. Not just let me know, but anybody else who watches the video and reads the comments, it's just sharing the knowledge, and would really appreciate that. Don't forget to click on like and subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Okay, I really want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys are reading, what you're ordering, all the fun stuff. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Till we see you in the next video. Mahalo.